Yo gang, what is good? Welcome back on the channel. So in today's video we're gonna review the Synth Palace 3 multi-kit by Prodbyjack and Ellis. I'm quickly gonna go over the pricing and do a quick overview of the kit. Then we'll check out some sounds, see how they sound, what the quality of the kit is. And yeah, then we're gonna put the kit to the test and cook up 2 loops with it, see how it goes. In the end, we'll have a final conclusion where I'll answer the 3 most important questions about any kit. First of all, who's this kit made for? Second, how does it compare to similar kits in the same genre? And third, is it really worth it? Is this kit worth your money and should you buy it? So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, we're now on the website and this is what it looks like. A really cool design. The focus is really heavy on synths and pedals. So these are all the synths that have been used, these are all the pedals. Then you have the overview of the different kits. So you get a one-shot kit, you get a phrase kit, you get a melody layers kit, you get a texture kit, you have multi-presets for analog labs/pigments, and then you have an analog percussion kit. And we're gonna look into these in a moment when I do the sound demos. There's also Beat Battle running right now, so if you get this kit within like 2 weeks of launch, you can participate in this beat battle. The whole kit comes in 2 versions essentially. You first of all have Synth Palace 3.0, and then you have Synth Palace X. Synth Palace 3.0 is just the basic Synth Palace 3 kit, which comes in at $67. And then you have Synth Palace X, which features all the kits that were previously released on synthpalace.com as well as Synth Palace 3. And this one comes in at $99, so it's definitely like better value for your money, but it's also way more expensive. If you just want to get Synth Palace 3, like don't overpay. But if you really want to stack up your sounds and you don't have any of these, it's definitely the better value. So this is what it looks like in the File Explorer. We got all the folders that we already talked about. You have one-shots, you have melody layers, we have phrases, we have analog percussion loops, a bunch of them. You have textures and effects, then we have the pigments, preset, library, and then we have all the bonus stuff that apparently isn't available anymore. This was a bonus in the first week of launch. There's really nothing crazy in here that's adding a bunch of value that you can't get anymore. We now moved over to Ableton, and I'm just gonna play you a few sounds out of every folder. So now we come over to the melody layers. I'm really excited for this part as these are usually really fire. Now we have the phrases. So as you can see, there's a bunch of sounds in it. Now something where I'm really not sure of how much value it adds is these analog percussion loops. When I first saw this, I was like, analog percussion loops, yeah, that's cool. I think they're fun to make, but I'm gonna see how useful they are in the Cookup section. Like these sound unique, you know, they're like not the usual percussion loop that you have, but they're also like so unorganic, you know, it's just so like electronic, and I'm not sure how good this fits with like trap beats sometimes. So now let's move on to the effects. No recycled sounds at all, just original stuff, which is really good. Some textures. Something I also really appreciate with all these kits is that 99% of the sounds are in C minor, so you have these two A sharp ones in here, but the rest is just plain C minor, so you can literally layer like a melody layer with another melody layer with a phrase, and you don't have to, you know, fiddle around with the key. So I now installed the Pigments library, and this is, I think, one of the main selling points of this kit, as it has 100 sounds, which is really a ton. And the main thing that they try to sell it with, and I'm really not sure how much I'm a fan of this, is that these are multi-key presets. So, for example, we have this Alien Leads one right here. And you can really hear how it changes the sound depending on like what velocity I play at. If there's just like 5 random sounds that don't go together at all, then this is just like trash. It doesn't make any sense to use it. But if these are put together really well, it can make for some really inspiring sounds, as they are like, there's a lot of variation, you know. I'll just check out a few more of them. One thing I really like and I really appreciate about this is that each sound has its own description, which tells you like what the sound is and how to get the different sounds. So far I think this is like definitely the best part of the kit, especially because there's so many sounds, like I wasn't even through half of them. But now let's put the kit to the test and make 2 crazy loops. Let's go. So I think I actually want to start with one of these presets, so let me just look up a really nice one. Yeah, this is a 5 foundation. I think I want to lay this with a bass now. I'm really not sure about the bass sounds. Like they're a little bit, like I'm missing a few like Reese sounds, I feel like. They all have like super crazy high end and stuff, and when I'm just looking for like a deep low bass, I'm not sure if I can find this in here. One really simple trick you can always use is if your bass has too much high end, is just filter it. So I'm gonna put in an auto filter. And boom, we now have a deep bass. Nice, now get in a phrase. Now let's see if we can add a percussion layer. This one kind of fun. Yes sir, this is fire, man. So, this is the first melody I've done, this is what it sounds like. So with the second one, I think I want to start off with a melody layer, so let's see if we can find anything cool, maybe one of the chord ones. Maybe a little faster. Let's layer this with one of the presets from the Pigments bank. I'll probably switch out the Mali layer. I'm not really a fan of this. Let's take something like this. Another Mali layer maybe. When it comes to layering sounds like this, it's always a challenge to, not overdo it, not have too many sounds all going at the same time. Finding the balance between different layers and like making spaces for each one of them is really hard. We need some kind of accent for a B part, like maybe a phrase. I would say that's the second Mali loop done. This is just layering a few sounds together and like making them fit and having the right sound selection. There's not really a lot of skill involved with making melodies like this. But I think it's really good to showcase this kit and like show its strengths and weaknesses. So for example, big weakness so far is the basses. I don't like them, there's not a lot of them. Really impressed with the Pigment/Analog Lab preset bank, it's really good so far. Also the percussion loops are better than I thought, like they definitely have this unique vibe to it. Like I wasn't sure if I was able to actually use them, but I think you get the gist with this kit. So let's move on to our final conclusion now. So all we're gonna do now is answer the final question. Who is this kit for? It's for beat makers that struggle to make melodies. As I showed you in the demo, it's really easy to just lay down a few sounds and then you can just put drums underneath and you have a banger beat. It's also for loop makers that need new sounds, that are looking for phrases, for melody layers, for stuff that they can put onto the melody, for unique sounds that you don't have like anywhere else. Especially the pedal sound are something that you can get without pedals really easy. If you really fuck with the sound of like synths, pedals, this electronic sound, then this kit is definitely for you. If you're more a fan of organic sounds or real instruments, then it's probably a no, as this kit is really focused on synths and pedals and there's no real instruments in there, there's even no real instruments processed with pedals or anything. Also, it's not an all-in-one kit, it's not a production suite with like a drum kit, midis. It's just focused on like the melodic side of thing. Now let's move on to the next point. How does it compare? First of all, essence of trap. You have less sounds. This kit has around 1,000 sounds and the Essence of Trap has around 2,000, so that's double the sounds compared to this kit, which definitely makes it a better fit. Also, this kit doesn't feature real instruments as said, which is not the case in the Essence of Trap. There is still like the focus is still on synths and pedals, but you also have the virtuoso part, which has a lot of really nice real instrument sounds. So if you're looking for this, the Essence of Trap is definitely a better fit for you. With this kit you also get no MIDI, you get no starters. Like the whole bonus folder of the Essence of Trap is not included with this kit. These are the same price, so this kit is not more expensive. And the Pigments bank and the Analog Percussion bank, which I forgot to list right here, is really one of the main selling points of this kit for me. As if you just look at the sounds, like at the number of sounds, this kit has less sounds, is less fully featured, but because of the pigments bank and the analog percussion loops, this has some upside compared to the Essence of Trap. Still, I think if I had to choose between these two and I could only select one, I'd probably go with the Essence of Trap. But if you already have this kit and you're looking for similar synth sounds, then stack up with this one. Or if you're really not really into real instruments, but you really like pigments or analog lab, and you want to have the freedom to play in your own sounds and you need these multi-key presets, definitely go with Synth Palace 3. Now, the comparison to the phasma multi-kit is a little bit harder, as it's half the price, or this kit is almost double the price. So I think phasma was like 37 bucks and this is 67, so that's a $30 price gap. One upside to phasma is that it has a drum kit and samples, so if you're a beat maker, this is definitely something for you, as you will also get fresh drum sounds that are quite unique, as I discovered, as well as a few samples, so you are ready to go. But at the same time, this makes it a less good fit for a loop maker, as they probably don't need the drum kit and the samples. One upside of Synth Palace 3 is definitely that it has more sounds. I think it's like 950 compared to 1000, so that's just 50 sounds. It's not that much, but at the same time it's more specific, which is that there's not like 100 or 200 drum sounds and there is no 50 samples. You get more sounds of the same kind, you get more one-shots, more phrases, more melody layers. And then again, obviously, selling point for the Synth Palace version is that it has the pigments bank and that it has the analog percussion loops. The quality of the sounds is really high in all of them. Is it worth it? This is something that you have to decide in the end. I would say compared to these other kits, it is worth it. Like the price tag may be a little too high compared to the Essence of Trap, but it's still a really fully featured kit. The sounds are really high quality. I would say that Synth Palace X is like one of the best kits you can get for $100. Like I don't think that there's anything out there that has the same like value per dollar or percent. I think it's like 7,500 sounds or something. And yeah, for loop makers, this is like paradise. You have so many one-shots in there, you have so many phrases, you have so many melody layers. It's really just a bunch of sauce. So Synth Palace X, best bang for your buck offer that's probably on the market in terms of these types of kits, at least. Synth Palace 3, definitely a good kit, but if you want to spend $67 on it, decide it for yourself. See if it fits your needs, and as again, if you're beat maker, loop maker, or if you just enjoy synths and pedals, go for it. If you're looking for real instruments, it's probably not the right fit for you. That's it from me for today. I first wanted to review the 150k kit from Cosfinger. I was in contact with him, he wanted to send it over for a video, but unfortunately he's on a road trip right now, so he doesn't have the link. And I'll probably do it either next week or the week afterwards. So if you're waiting for this review, I got you covered. It's just taking a little bit of time. But besides that, yeah, leave any feedback in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you grab the kit, share your impressions, like let people know how you like it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you all in the next one. So till next Tuesday, bye bye.